There it is, the majestic Capitol building in the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado. Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. This is Kevin Harlan. It's all about the Western Conference. That's where the action is today as the Denver Nuggets get ready to battle. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. One of the guys we'll be watching out for today, Zach Randolph.
Well, his work ethic on the glass is what jumps out at me, guys. He really puts everything he has into his rebounding, and that's something that gives his team a chance to win almost every night.
Yeah, and he's a guy you have to be mindful of. You've got to get a body on him. If you don't, he can dominate the game from that position. Strange to see that a team that appeared to be in such strong position changed up so much last year. And the Grizzlies did that. They traded away Rudy Gay, and they also changed their offensive scheme to more of a pick-and-roll approach.
Tip-off goes to Denver. Lawson the pass to Fournier. McGee a screen. Fournier dishes to Lawson. And Fournier kicks to Lawson. There's the pass to Fournier. Back to Lawson. 5 to shoot. Step back shot. And he gets the jumper to drop. Lawson's got the first points up on the board for the Nuggets. There were a lot of questions asked after the Rudy Gay trade last season. Fans wondered if the team was looking to blow it up, even though they were fighting for the third seed at the time. But, Steve, they really rallied.
They did. I thought they showed that they were an excellent team. And, one of the reasons they made that trade is they had a lot of success a couple of years back in the playoffs without Rudy Gay. So they knew that they could play well without him. So they went ahead and pulled the trigger. And it looks like the deal has worked out okay.
Here's Lawson. After the made shot from Zach Randolph. Lawson against Conley. Lawson the pass to McGee. And Gasol sends it back. And he gets it back.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am. Guys, it seemed to be a great fit initially in Denver with McGee and the Nuggets. But he had a bit of a wake-up call from George Karl last season when Karl said of McGee, lazy and crazy isn't going to make it work. Definitely wants to see more out of his young center.
That's good from McGee. And with JaVale McGee, his then-coach Karl said he's a tremendous talent. Karl just wants him to be more fundamentally sound.
Well, he said it on multiple occasions, and one of the reasons McGee never got into the starting lineup under Karl was that he was too sporadic with his effort. He'd make a spectacular play and then turn it around and make a bad one. So he needs consistency in his game.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
After that first-round playoff loss, the question for the Nuggets is, where do they go from here? I mean, they seem to have put together a season where they did everything they could, but at the end of the day, they came up short because they didn't really execute in the half court.
And he gets the bucket.
When the size advantage is that pronounced, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
Now, here is Lawson. Here's Fournier. Here's Fareed. That's good. And getting back to the Nuggets, injuries certainly played a part in their premature end of the season. But they do have to ask some major questions, Steve, going forward as to where they're going to look for crunch time points and plays.
Well, this is a team that's built to win a lot of games in the regular season, but you don't know how impactful they can be in a 7-game playoff series because of their lack of a star. I think Ty Lawson is probably best suited to kind of play a Tony Parker type role where he can dominate games, but this is a club that has some interesting choices to make personnel-wise here over the next couple of years.
That's good.
3 out of 4 from the floor, so a good start for this club.
Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Lawson against Conley. Outside Randolph. Conley sets a screen for Randolph. Back to Conley. He feeds it to Allen. It's stolen by Lawson. Lawson right side. Kicks it to Fareed. That one falls. Coming off Lawson's feet. Fareed's got his second basket of the game.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
Now Conley. Allen dishes to Gasol. Takes it from 10, and he gets it to go.
Now you got to love the footwork. How about that turnaround?
The Nuggets leading by 3. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
I caught up with Coach Dave Yeager. I asked him what players he was really eyeing on the scouting report, and he said one that might surprise you, Kenneth Fareed. He said he plays with so much energy and effort. He really sets the bar for the rest of the team. If we can limit his impact on the game, I think it'll really be to our advantage. Guys, an interesting take. We'll see if they can slow his roll.
All right, Doris, thanks. Here's Gasol after the made shot from Fareed, and that one's good. 6 points for Marc Gasol.
How about this? They're shooting 80% so far. I know it's early, but offensively, they look great.
Lawson against Conley. Lawson kicks to Fournier. 6 to shoot. Here's Fareed. Here's McGee, and the layup's good off the glass. McGee's got 5 now.
Man, great ball movement. They're just picking this defense apart with their passing.
Well, how about the 3 P's, Steve? Purposeful, precise, passing. We love it, and so does this team because they're taking advantage of it.
Now here's Conley. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Can't get it to go. And it's Denver the other way. Here's Fournier. Pass to Lawson. Now here is Gallinari. Drops in the layup for 2.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Now taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Now here is Conley. He kicks it to Gasol. From the wing. And that one hits back iron.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And the offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layups. Earn it from the line.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists.
That free throw good from Allen.
Some thought the Nuggets might be a dark horse team to get to the Western Conference Finals last season, but they didn't even get out of the first round. They lost to the Warriors, a very good Warriors team, in 6 games.
J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. And Allen drops them both. And going back to that series, Clark, I think it was easily one of the most exciting series of the first round, but the Nuggets knew they would have an uphill battle when they dropped game 2 at home. Yeah, Steve, they looked like they missed Gallinari in some of those games out there.
Well, I think anytime you're down a three-point shooter, it makes it very difficult, particularly in the playoffs when teams can sit back and pack the paint. So I thought that was what that series showed, is that in the postseason, the best three-point shooting team often has a big advantage, and the Warriors clearly were much better from beyond the arc.
They get it back. Fareed with the block. And here's Gallinari. Pass to Lawson. Gasol with the steal. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. And There's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
And maybe that'll give this team a little bit of their edge back.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Pondexter's checked in. Here's Lawson. Lawson right side. Teardrop shot. He takes it up and lays it in.
Yeah, not just an everyday finish. He put a little pizzazz on that one, guys.
Outside Conley. Feeds to Gasol. Shoots from 14. Jump shot is good that time. Gasol's got 8.
Boy, he's looked great so far. Right from the opening tip. Offensively, looks like he's brought his A game.
Lawson with it. And it's blocked by Conley, and he's able to get it back. That's good. 6 points for Ty Lawson. The Grizzlies trail by 7. Outside Conley. He dishes it to Gasol. Goes up the baseline. Again, Memphis.
This quarter has brought out the best in him, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
Lawson the pass to Gallinari. Can't hit. Some solid defense from Pondexter. The Grizzlies have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Into Marc Gasol. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
For the majority of his career, Marc Gasol has been referred to as the other Gasol. But last season, you can make that case that he surpassed his brother Powell in terms of impact on the court.
It's his first trip to the line.
Well, he was somebody you didn't want to put at the line a year ago. He made 85% of his attempts.
Guys, I thought he got into a groove last year at the charity stripe, and I thought he maintained it deep into the season as well.
No good on the free throw. And Marc Gasol, a little bigger than his older brother Powell, very comfortable at the center position, whereas Powell is a little more of a tweener. They're both obviously so incredibly skilled.
They sure are. I mean, both Gasol's able to play in the high post as passers or jump shooters or down on the low block, and where they can use their array of offensive skills. Pretty impressive to see 2 players like that coming out of the same family.
He's off on the second.
Well, for the Grizzlies, the 5th best record in the league last season, guys. Defeated the Clippers and the Thunder in the playoffs, but it all came to a crashing in when the Spurs swept them in the conference finals.
And so it's Memphis with it, following the miss by Andre Miller. Here is Bayless, covered by Miller. Good D by Miller.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
Well, and back in that series that Clark was talking about against the Spurs, more competitive than it might seem. Steve, you and I were talking about this. 3 of the 4 games were close. In fact, 2 obviously really close, going to overtime.
But I thought the weakness of Memphis was really exposed, Kevin, and that was the outside shooting. San Antonio just guarded the paint. They took Zach Randolph pretty much out of the series, and they begged Memphis to shoot from long range. And if you don't have floor spacing in the playoffs, it makes it awfully tough to score.
Here's Conley. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. The dish to Bayless. And there's the feed to Davis. And it's Denver with the rebound. On the wing, Miller. Covered by Conley. That is good. And the Nuggets lead by 9. For Memphis, they've gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. And Bayless gets to Conley. Gasol inside, working on Hickson, and another miss by Memphis.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
And it's Miller penetrating. Lawson's against Conley. Shot clock at 6. Miller dishes to Arthur. That's good, and it's Miller with the assist. And now it's an 11-point Nugget lead.
Very positive opening quarter for them. The shots have been falling.
You know, the shooting percentage would be nice if it stayed right there, but that's going to be tough to do.
Now here is Davis. A nice shot by Pondexter.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Denver leading by 8. Miller, the pass to Chandler. Back to Miller. Conley against Lawson to the right side. 6 to shoot. Arthur kicks to Hickson, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Well, they had a pretty good grasp of the game plan coming into this one. That's been very apparent.
And anytime a team gets a double-digit lead in the first quarter, Steve, you could be headed for blowout city.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. The Grizzlies trail by 10. Outside Conley. Takes the turnaround Jay, and Gasol gets it to go. Gasol's got 12 points in the game.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
You know, guys, the Grizzlies, a bit of a throwback team, and I like their moniker of grit and grind. It really was their identity of toughness and physicality, and I thought that's how they played, and as a result, they had a terrific season.
1:22 left here in the opening quarter. Now Miller. And Lawson, here we go. Poke loose. Conley against Chandler. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Pondexter's got 5 now.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set.
But Clark, you mentioned the Grizzlies' old-fashioned style of play. There may be some changes in the offing. The new ownership group has made it a focal point to use, Steve, more advanced stats to inform their decision-making, analytics.
Well, and what will be interesting, Kevin, is that, in most advanced stats and advanced stat gurus will tell you you need three-point shooting. This was a very poor three-point shooting club a season ago. So I would expect them to start going more in that direction, but you can't get away from your identity, which is the low post game of Gasol and Randolph.
Miller with the ball. Now defended by Bayless. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Passes it to Conley. Outside, Davis. Inside to Gasol. Hacks in there. Davis with the assist. And now just a 4-point Nugget lead.
The points just keep coming for him this quarter, and just at the right time, too, as they try to narrow the deficit.
On the wing, Miller. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. The Nuggets have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. Grizzlies making a switch here. Both free throws good for Miller. Here's Conley. No good. And so the first quarter is in the books. The Nuggets on top, up 6. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And when you consider how Denver is doing, Steve and Clark, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores with on-time and on-target passes, too. That's fun to watch.
So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. Tayshaun Prince out there with Zach Randolph. Then it's Jared Bayless. That's Tony Allen. And it's Pondexter in at the small forward. Now here is Miller following the miss by Zach Randolph. Miller outside. Makes it off the glass. Miller's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Nuggets. The Grizzlies trail by 8.
Wilson Chandler last season, guys, got to the free throw line at the highest rate of his career. Part of the Denver Nuggets philosophy. They want to get to that free throw line and shoot a bunch of foul shots. And he's a good free throw shooter, so attacking and drawing fouls helped him and the team.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Miller dishes to Gallinari. And he uses the glass on the layup. Gallinari's got his second bucket of the game to go. And for Wilson Chandler, he can get into the teeth of the defense with his quickness and finishing ability.
Not to mention hit the outside shot. It really puts the defense in a tough spot. You know, you have to chase him off that three-point line, but then he's got the ability to put the ball on the floor and either draw fouls or make that mid-range shot as well. He's a handful.
He is indeed.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Hey, guys. Well, Grizzlies head coach Dave Yeager is all in on advanced stats, and that was a big reason that he became their head coach, fitting in with a new initiative from ownership in the front office. He knows his marching orders. A team that is among the lowest in three-point field goals will, in his words, look to open the floor, spread the floor, and give their bigs more room to work inside. He said, quote, other teams aren't going to have 9 dudes in the paint when Zach's trying to back down. But guys, they're still going to play inside out. He said, quote, I like three-pointers, but I love layups and free throws.
Well, Doris, it makes sense. They're tough to handle down there, and it opens up things for everyone else. Fareed's checked in for Denver. He hits the second from the line.
Well, you know, JaVale McGee was taken 18th overall out of Nevada back in 2008. You hear about teams reaching in the draft for size. Well, that wasn't the case this time. You look at this kid's physical gifts, the tallest standing reach in the NBA. He stands alone in that category.
Prince's shot is good.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
Now, here is Gallinari. And for JaVale McGee, not just long, but also athletic. You think of him in the dunk contest, dunking 2 balls on 2 baskets at once. It was a very creative way to go at it.
It's incredible to watch McGee out on the floor, dunking, blocking shots, running like a deer. Still very young, 25 years of age, but he can get a lot better, I think, with his game as he develops his skills.
Shots good by Miller.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
Allen outside. Out to the right wing. Baseline try. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. Three minutes of action so far in the second quarter. And Fournier kicks to Miller. It's rebounded by Memphis. Randolph's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Allen with it. Now guarded by Fournier. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. Marc Gasol is checked in for Zach Randolph. The Nuggets leading by 9. Miller, the pass to Gallinari. Gallinari gets the screen from Hickson. A nice shot by Gallinari.
You know, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Well, they're getting way too many easy shots in the paint. So this timeout is specifically for that reason. You got to tighten up the defense and start to make it harder for that offensive team.
I know it's easier said than done, but right now it just doesn't seem like the necessary effort is there.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And Bayless kicks to Prince. It's stolen by Hickson. Here is Miller. He's got 8. Gallinari with it. Now guarded by Pondexter. Gallinari dishes to Hickson. Now the pass to Miller. And that one's good. Miller's got 6 here in this quarter.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. And defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Here is Bayless. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Good D by Miller.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Now, here is Gallinari. This is the most they've led by 13 points.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here that they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark, and they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
Here is Bayless. The drive by Allen. Dishes it to Pondexter. And Bayless kicks to Pondexter. And another miss by Memphis.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Miller outside. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws.
Andre Miller is a guy who just doesn't miss games. You know, it's been said before, guys, but I think it's worth repeating. He says the secret to staying healthy in the NBA is don't jump. Stay on the ground. It's worked for him, that's for sure.
That free throw good from Miller. Well, going back to Miller and Clark, you know, you're talking about this, not a leaper, but he is strong. One of the best post-up point guards in the NBA. He's got a little bit of an up and under move too, which is nice.
It's almost all just savvy and footwork and fundamentals, Kevin. I mean, he just understands angles. He gets the defender maybe to lean one way and he goes the other. Maybe he draws contact by going through his chest. It just has an unbelievable feel for what's going on the floor.
Talk about some great numbers for Miller. He has 12 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. You know, they don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
The Grizzlies trail by 17. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Allen kicks to Bayless. 5 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Gasol. And that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. 16 points for Marc Gasol. The Nuggets leading by 15. Miller with the ball. Now defended by Pondexter. Miller outside.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
And Denver has possession. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Inside. Kicks it to Fournier. Lock at 6. Unloads. Miller, no luck.
And you know why he was open there. They didn't commit too much defense to him, and you can see why. He has trouble making that shot.
Now Bayless. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. He feeds it to Pondexter. And he overshot that one, missing.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Now, here is Gallinari. He's got 6. Out left to the wing. Here's Fournier, and he's good on the 3-ball. Fournier's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Grizzlies trail by 18. And Bayless kicks to Prince. Prince gets the screen from Bayless. Prince, the pass to Allen. Ball stolen. Here's Food.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
The shot by Hickson, no good. Memphis has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Bayless dishes to Prince. He kicks it to Bayless. It's Allen on the wing. Uncovered. The shot's good from Bayless. Now here is Miller. 12 points for him. Pass to Fournier. On the wing, Miller. Covered by Bayless. Miller kicks to Hickson. And it's out of bounds to the Nuggets as Denver retains possession.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot is off. Good work defensively by Conley. The drive by Allen. Taken away. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Here's Chandler. Here's Arthur. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Arthur's got 6.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless. One thing that stood out with the Nuggets guys is how they rebounded the ball. They had a number of guys that could just attack that glass, and when you have guys that are hungry and resilient and relentless, you get a lot of rebound.
Here's Lawson following the basket by Marc Gasol. Lawson against Conley. Arthur. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got 6 assists now in the game.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Well, guys, back to the Nuggets. They are decent or just run-of-the-mill when it comes to defensive rebounding. But what makes them such a handful, Steve, to deal with on the glass is their offensive rebound. Number 1 in the league last season.
It's kind of the approach for George Karl. Run at all costs and attack the glass, both on the boards and in transition. And I think that's one of the reasons they developed the identity that they did as a team. They were a nightmare to deal with. They just came at you in waves.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Kevin, Tony Allen has been a first-team all-defensive performer for 2 years running and one of the most intense players in the league. Teammate Mike Conley says, quote, he's like an Army general. He says crazy things, but goes out there and backs it up. He works as hard as he speaks. He gives 100% on every possession. Allen continues to try to make a name for himself, saying, quote, I want the whole league to know that I am a force. That's been my mentality since I came in. I'm grinding.
Well, they call it grit and grind. That's what he's brought. Thanks, Doris. The Grizzlies trail by 20. Outside Conley. Gasol against Fareed, and that is good. And it's now 22 points for Marc Gasol.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
And Lawson with the drive. And that is good. And the Nuggets lead by 20.
Well, he's very strong inside, particularly as a finisher. So even if you give him a hard foul, hard contact, nothing seems to bother him. And this guy, as a result, is a good scorer.
Exactly. That's about the only way to stop him once he's making a run at the hoop.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
Denver calls timeout.
A lot of what Memphis has done to build its team would have to be considered taking the undervalued approach. You look at guys like Zebo, Marc Gasol, and most recently Jared Bayless. Those were good players that really have found a nice home in Memphis.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
During that break, Coach Dave Yeager had some words for his team. He said to his guys, let's get serious about driving the lane and putting pressure on their interior defenders. That's where he sees the soft spot in this defense. He also wants to see a lot of bodies down low at the defensive end, saying, quote, if they're going to beat us, let's make them make shots from the outside. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Allen drives in. It's stolen by Arthur. Prince against Lawson. And that is good. Lawson's got 4 points in the quarter.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. And Davis can't get it to go. Denver leading by 20.
Should probably use a little clock here.
Yep, make this the very last possession.
Lawson drives in. Pass to Fournier. The 3. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got his 8th assist in the game.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
And so a pretty lopsided game for the first half. Nuggets ahead, running away with it. And we'll have the start of the second half when we come back after the break. But right now, let's go over to Damon Bruce with the Sprint Halftime Show.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Hi, everyone. I'm Damon Bruce, and we got a lopsided game out at Pepsi Center. Let's get right to it. The Denver Nuggets have the lead against Memphis. Their second unit giving them instant offense. They've gone to their bench for scoring, and they've answered the call. And Ty Lawson having no problem scoring against this Grizzlies D. He's got 10 points, and he's stacking up the assists, too, keeping the defense off balance with his passes. The Grizzlies on the other side, not looking nearly as good. They've been getting roundly outplayed up to this point, and they'll need a bounce-back effort to make up for it in the second half. A sensational first half from Marc Gasol. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. And that will be all for us. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. It's been a clinic out there by Marc Gasol.
Seemed like he made everything he got. I mean, anytime he had an open look, he took advantage of the opportunity there in that first half.
And Steve, they were all good looks. I mean, his shot selection has been terrific throughout the game.
Gallo and Fareed at the forwards. Lawson and Fournier man the backcourt. And it's McGee in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. Now, here is Lawson after the Marc Gasol miss. That's good from Gallinari on the assist by Lawson. Lawson's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. And for Memphis, they're shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Allen passes to Conley. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
The Nuggets now on offense. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. Lawson kicks to Gallinari. McGee is screen on Prince. Gallinari with it. Gasol covering. Here's Fournier. And there's another one for the Nuggets.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen much of at the other end of the floor, though.
Now here's Allen. Conley dishes to Allen. Shot clock at 6. Prince, the pass to Gasol. Poked loose, and that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Steve enjoys that too.
Yeah, that's the best part of the game. A five-man team game where the ball moves. There's so much unselfish play. It's beautiful to watch.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter.
And you look at Ty Lawson, he was drafted in 2009, a draft class full of point guards. But he got lost in the shuffle, fell all the way to the 18th pick in the draft. But a terrific find for the Nuggets, who found their point guard of the future. Now you gotta love the footwork. How about that turnaround?
McGee sets the pick for Lawson. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Fareed. Soft touch off the glass. Fareed's got 4 points in the quarter.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
Conley kicks to Randolph. 13 feet away. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Randolph's got 6. And you know, for those who used to watch Ty Lawson lead North Carolina back to the title in '09, he's doing the same things he did back then here in the pros.
That's exactly right, Kevin. An excellent shooter, a really great passer, unbelievable speed, quickness, and vision. But I think it's the change of pace with that blistering speed that really keeps defenders on their heels. He's a perfect fit for the way Denver likes to play.
For Denver, they have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8. And the first one drops.
You know, a big reason that the Nuggets were able to finish with the 3rd best record in the West last season was they took care of business in the Western Conference. I mean, they went in every game against a conference opponent knowing what was on the line and handled business from there.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. The record for the Nuggets against the West ended at 38-14. Just 1 off the mark of the Thunder. Steve, for the best record within the conference.
Seemed like every time there was ground to be gained, Kevin, in the playoff race, the Nuggets came through. You know, teams in the West like to run a little bit, but I don't think anybody could really run with Denver. That's how they were able to both win at home and win in the conference.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Ty Lawson out of North Carolina in his 5th season has really improved his playmaking in the league. Every year he's increased his number of assists and his rate of assists, rather. And I love his speed as well.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey guys, well, Brian Shaw had some advice for the team over that last break. Back to fundamentals. That's what he told them. Specifically, he'd like to see them implement the pick and roll as often as possible. The other thing he discussed with them was that they should be forceful with the ball. He said if they see a gap in the defense, they should go straight to the bucket. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Now here's Conley. Back to Randolph. And it's off the back rim, no good. And Lawson, Steve, you mentioned becoming more of a playmaker. Clark, he's also upping his scoring every year, so I'll throw it to you guys right now. You know, where is this kid going?
Well,
Steve?
Yeah, I'll take this. I mean, I think he's become an elite-level point guard, and for Denver to take that next step, you know, that's what it's going to take. He's going to have to become their Derrick Rose, their Tony Parker, and I think Lawson is on his way to doing that.
The offensive rebound, Randolph misses the layup.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
To the wing on the left. Gallinari dishes to McGee. And it's out of bounds to the Nuggets as Denver retains possession. Some changes for Memphis. Pondexter comes in for Tayshaun Prince, and Jared Bayless subbed in for Allen. Fareed setting the pick for Hickson. Watson the pass to Gallinari. Rebound by Pondexter. A nice shot by Gallinari. Gallinari's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Gotta love the low post offense. That was beautiful.
Here is Bayless, covered by Miller. Here's Conley. And that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. Conley's got his second bucket of the game to go. For Denver, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Lawson kicks to Miller. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And Hickson throws it down.
Boy, the pass there floated up to the precise spot where it needed to be.
And no messing around in the finish, huh? He powers it through.
Sure didn't waste any time there.
I'll tell you what, that is going to be an alley-oop we'll see on the highlight reel the next few days.
Here's Randolph. After the made shot from Hickson, Randolph can't hit.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
And it's Miller penetrating. Back to Lawson. The second effort, and again the basket from Hickson. Hickson's got 8 points.
You know, he's really adept at keeping possessions alive by hitting the boards and cashing in on some of those putbacks.
And he is also a tireless worker under the glass, Steve. More than a few guys have been on the receiving end of one of his elbows when a rebound is up for grabs. He uses his body very well.
You know, that mid-range jump shot may be an underutilized tool in today's NBA, but it's really serving this team well.
In fact, it very well might be the strongest area of their game offensively.
Ed Davis is checked in for Memphis. The Grizzlies have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. And Bayless kicks to Pondexter. Feeds to Bayless. To the wing on the left. Here's Gasol. That's good, and so Bayless with the assist. And that's now 26 points for Marc Gasol.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
And the shot is good.
And that bucket adds to what's been a big differential in points in the paint between these two teams.
Defensively, the intensity just hasn't been there. They've got to pick up the pace.
Here is Bayless. Puts one up from 19. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short-stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Miller kicks to Lawson. He dishes it to Hickson. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Without question, last season was the best of J.J. Hickson's career. A new field goal high in terms of percentage, and his rebound rate went off the charts. Played his way into a nice contract, too.
First one falls for him. And looking back for J.J. Hickson, this is a player who was waived back in 2012 by the Kings.
Yeah, he's bounced around a little bit, but I thought had an excellent season in Portland last year and solidified his position in this league. He's an active, energetic big man.
And Hickson drops them both.
Whenever you play Denver, you know it's going to be an up-and-down game. They love, the Nuggets love to push the tempo and make the game a track meet. And a lot of times they were better at it than their opponents because they're an excellent fast-breaking team.
Here's Kufis. Back to Conley. Just 5 to shoot. And stolen by Lawson. Lawson gets the screen from Hickson. Chandler dishes to Lawson. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. The Nuggets scored a ton of points last season, and among the several categories, Steve, that they led the way in was fast break points. You could see it with their bigs.
Well, I like the way they constructed their roster, Kevin, because everybody from the guards to the centers could all run and get out in the open floor. So it was like an avalanche when Denver would come at you, particularly on their home floor, with not just 3 guys running, but all 5.
Here's Lawson after Ed Davis's score. Lawson the pass to Arthur. And it's Miller penetrating. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
You know, guys, it's amazing, but last season Andre Miller said he hopes to play until he's 40 years old. Not many players have been able to accomplish that feat, but I think he's got a really good chance to do it with his style of play. He's a low-to-the-ground player, uses guile, strength, and savvy to get it done, and somehow he never is hurt or misses games. He's been remarkably durable throughout his career.
That free throw good from Miller. And Andre Miller, right now 37 years of age. I think back in 1976 is when he's born, to be quite exact. And last January became the 8th player in NBA history, Steve, to tally 15,000 points and over 7,500 assists.
Incredible career for Miller, still going at it. Terrific kind of old school point guard. I think he's the best lob passer in the game. He's also got a good low post game, just really crafty and unbelievable feel for the game.
Grizzlies have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Conley into the lane. Here's Davis. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Davis has got his second bucket.
Now, he's one of the best in the league when it comes to executing that lead pass.
Miller kicks to Lawson. On the wing, Chandler. 5 on the clock. 9 feet out. Miller with another miss.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on it.
Here is Bayless. Davis dishes to Pondexter. Back to Davis. Rejected by Hickson. Second shot opportunity and gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal foul.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
Guys, one of the themes in this game has been how much of their scoring has come off turnovers.
And they've really done a nice job on the glass, too. A lot of second chance points here tonight.
He's off on the first.
Well, last season on the Raptors, Ed Davis was showing that he could be a solid starter in the league. Bargnani was out and he was filling in well, but he was moved out in the Rudy Gay deal and back to the bench in Memphis.
Tayshaun Prince has checked in for Costa Koufos. Good on the second free throw. And for Davis last season, despite a downturn in minutes, you have to be encouraged by his productivity.
Yeah, good field goal percentage, scored at a higher rate. Coming into the league, we knew he could finish at the rim on lobs and putbacks, but the rest of his offensive game was more of a question mark. Seems to be coming around. He's a very skilled player.
Wilson Chandler was one of those guys who decided during the condensed season to play in China. Took him a while to get back to the NBA, and when he did, a hip injury kept him on the sidelines. But last season, he seemed to regain his earlier form.
Free throw, Chandler. And Wilson Chandler, 26 years of age, athletic, physical. The Nuggets gave him a nice 5-year contract on this basis of his potential.
Well, he's one of the players they got in the Carmelo Anthony trade. He's tough, low-maintenance guy, competes at both ends of the floor, and can really shoot the 3-ball well, too. I think he complements what Denver has tried to do here in recent years, playing that up-tempo style and yet maintain that floor spacing in the half court.
Bayless the pass to Davis. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Now Arthur, 8 points for him. Lawson with it. Now defended by Bayless. And it's Miller penetrating. Here's Arthur. That's good, and it's Miller with the assist. Arthur's got 10 points in the game.
Well, he recognized the advantage size-wise, and he went right at the defender. That's how you do it.
Here's Prince. Crops in the layup for 2. He's got 10.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Now, here is Miller. That's good. And here is Conley. 1:43 left in the third quarter. Count that one.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Lawson's against Conley. Dixon a screen on Conley. And Lawson with the drive. Miller outside. And again, Denver with the triple.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
The dish to Davis. And J.J. Hickson pulls it down. Hickson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Hickson sets the screen for Lawson. And he gets the bucket. Lawson's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Conley gets the bucket.
He is remarkably hot this quarter. He has yet to miss a shot.
Denver's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. And Lawson, here we go. Miller up on top. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Arthur kicks to Chandler. Goes back up. Davis with the block. Hickson with the bucket.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Exactly. I mean, the score is right where you'd expect it to be when the battle on the boards is that lopsided.
Here is Bayless, covered by Miller. Here's Davis. Got it. Good job in the low post. Davis has got 7 points in the game. 8 seconds left to play in the third. And Lawson with the drive. Oh, that's blocked. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. The Nuggets on top, just dominating this one. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter. And as we conclude the 3rd quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, this had to be the choice. It was an absolutely sensational feat, putting it way up there above the rim so that only his teammate could catch it. And not only does he do it, but he powers it down from there.
Yeah, the timing of these plays are just phenomenal.
No question.
Denver's shooting has been brilliant in this game, 67% from the floor. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So on the floor for Memphis, Jarrett Bayless is out there with Franklin. Then there's Davis, then it's Miller, and it's Lure in at the 4 slot. Now Bayless. The feed to Miller. Passes it to Bayless. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Franklin kicks to Miller. There's the triple. And it's Randy Foye with the rebound. Here's the Nuggets with the ball. That's good. And we've played through about a minute here in the 4th. Franklin passes to Bayless. And Lure kicks to Franklin. The pass to Bayless. And he hits the jumper for 2. Denver's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Robinson goes in. Stolen. And oh, here we go with Bayless. Nobody back. Hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
Terrible transition defense there.
I think it would have been pointless, Steve. There was no way anybody was beating him to the basket there.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Robinson kicks to Foy. Inside to Randall. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
You know, it's kind of unique, guys, to see a journeyman player at such a young age, but that's been the case for Anthony Randolph. Everybody sees the potential he has with his skill set, but he just hasn't seemed to be able to put it all together to become the impact player that people thought he might be.
Free throw good, Randolph. And for Anthony Randolph, 4 different teams in his 5-year career. Steve, why hasn't he been able to find his niche?
It's a good question, Kevin, because he's got the physical tools. Long, athletic, 6'11", big man with ball handling skills. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Lamar Odom. You know, but I just don't think he's found the right team and the right coach to maybe take advantage of his many talents.
And Randolph drops them both.
You know, they've really improved at the line from the first half. Things have gotten a lot better. They've gotten there a good number of times, and they've converted a high percentage of it.
And, you know, the rebounding edge here has been key because they're getting a lot of extra possessions offensively as a result.
Guys, you're absolutely right. It's made all the difference.
Here is Bayless trying his luck deep. They get it back. And Lure kicks to Bayless. For 3. There's the bucket. Good.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but, you know, the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
Robinson dishes to Fournier. The outside leaner. No good. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Franklin passes to Bayless. Again, Memphis.
And he has picked it up here in the second half, really lighting it up now.
Here's Robinson. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. And Foy kicks to Robinson. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Shot clock at 6. No good. Excellent D from Bayless. Grizzlies have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Miller, right side. Dishes it to Bayless. Back to Miller. Misses the 3. Nuggets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Robinson drives in. McGee up top. Right side Robinson. Randy Foy is on the way. For 3. That's good.
Kevin, he does a great job of moving without the ball. And he gets a lot of good looks because of that movement. And as long as his teammates are setting screens and looking for him, he can be lethal from the outside.
And that is the key, Steve, but his release in those catch-and-shoot moments is also terrific.
Now here's Randolph after the miss from Franklin. Outside for Robinson. Here's Fournier. No good from outside. Memphis has gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only 1 of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Miller outside, and that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
For Denver, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the 4th. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Foy off a pick from McGee. Foy dishes to McGee. Here's Fournier. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Grizzlies have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Picked him clean. To JaVale McGee. Franklin with the steal. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
The shot's good from McGee.
Great-looking bounce pass to set up that play.
Memphis has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. There's a good screen. Bayless off a pick from Lure. Miller, that's for 2. Again, Memphis.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Robinson passes to Foy. McGee a screen. Foy with it, now defended by Franklin. Good! Foy's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Here is Bayless. Bayless off a pick from Lure. Kicks it to Miller. And that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
McGee sets the pick for Robinson. He feeds it to Randolph. He kicks it to Fournier. 5 to shoot. Randy Foy is on the way. The fader. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. A different look for Denver. Terrell Arthur. He's checked in for JaVale McGee. And it's Gallinari in for Fournier. The Grizzlies have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Here's Robinson. And that's collected by Franklin. Franklin's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Miller, that's for 2. He drains the quick shot. Miller's got 9 points now in just the second half.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here the last few possessions.
Foy with it, now defended by Franklin. Here's Randolph. Great D that time from Kufis. And for Memphis, they're shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. Here's Franklin, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Pass to Foy. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around. Here is Bayless. Feeds to Kufis. Puts up the baby hook, and he gets that one to go off the front iron.
I'd like to know what his percentage is from that range. I mean, it's got to be sky high.
Outside Robinson. Robinson left side. The jump hook, shot's good.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Memphis has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. And Bayless kicks to Franklin. He dishes it to Bayless. The turnaround Jay, and it's Memphis with another.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Robinson drives in. No good.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
From 18 feet away, the rebound by Foy. Foy's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Pass to Robinson. The dish now to Foy. The feed to Arthur. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Ed Davis is checked in for John Lure. And it's Pondexter in for Franklin.
Ed Davis. Quincy Pondexter.
Here is Bayless. From deep. Denver grabs the miss. Foy dishes to Robinson. Passes it to Arthur. Davis against Randolph. Randy Foy is on the way. 5 to shoot. And Davis pulls it down. And so here's Memphis. There's 1:54 left to play in the final quarter. Denver's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here. Foy, the pass to Arthur. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, it's a wrap, fellas. No way you come back in this one.
Not anymore. Any chance of that happening went out the window a while ago.
Now here is Davis, and it's good. Davis has got 9 points here in the second half. 1:33 left to play here in the fourth. Foy with it, and it's Miller picking him up. And Foy kicks to Robinson. Now here is Gallinari. He's covered closely, and the shot is good. Randolph's got 6 here in this quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Nuggets.
But Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out Clark this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
It always takes someone stepping up, and that happened here as we got great numbers for Kenneth Faried. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see he was a difference maker.
Here's Kufis, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
Outside Robinson. It's stolen.
Well, it looks like their comeback hopes are out the window. I think this lead is safe now.
Yep, this one's a done deal.
It's stolen by Arthur. Robinson with it. And so it's Denver taking care of business in this one. How much to be critical of with this win, Clark?
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kenneth Faried.